live here. Hello and welcome everybody. We have the championship of the Firecracker tournament now here on 4th of July, sitting in the afternoon. Projected time to start is 4:30. It should be fine. Don't have many weather concerns, unlike last night when this game got canceled due to lightning and the rest of the lightning delays throughout the rest of the day. They knew they'd come back, they'd play. That game ended in a 3-1 lead for the for Next Level Baseball before it got called. We had a little bit of controversy. Now we're okay. And we are now going to be set for the championship game with the Hardhats. 4-0 versus the 3-1 Next Level Baseball team for the Firecracker crown. I'm joined here by Dylan Marsh. How are you doing?
Doing all right, Oliver. How are you?
I'm doing okay. We've got our lineups here for the starting for the post-22 Hardhats. I'll give those out now. So second baseman Aiden Roberts going to lead us off. Designated hitter Wyatt Reeder will be at the 2 slot. Then we'll have right fielder Harry Good at 3. And then cleaning up is first baseman Alex Dietrich. He's swinging a hot bat. Then third baseman Hayden Hollick will be at the 5. In the 6th hole will be red hot center fielder Ridge Inhofer, followed by catcher Philip Bentz at 7. And left fielder Tate Crossway going to make his second game of the tournament here and play at the 8 hole. And then we'll have Dominic McKnight at second leadoff, batting 9th. Lee Negebauer, the co-ace for this Hardhats team with Palmer Jacobs, the big lefty, going to come on the mound here for your championship game. I'm going to give you the next level now. Leading off for them is going to be the catcher, Andrew Quarter, followed by the second baseman, Eli Shin. Center fielder and Winthrop commit Chance Jennings will be at the 3. Something to note, John Gonzalez, who leads the entire tournament in both total hits and RBIs, batting over 600 and bringing in over 12 batters through 4 games. He is not going to be playing tonight. He hit that 2-run homer, gave a very large bat flip to it. He was ejected from that game, and by rule, he is not going to be allowed to play in this one. So that's going to be a big deal for the Next Level Baseball team. They are not going to be able to have that best player in the tournament so far. That'll impact things. At the cleanup spot, they will have first baseman will be Bryce Meacham. He's moving in from right like he did last night. And then left fielder will be Maddox Hatcher at the 5. Right fielder will be Garrett Stackhouse. He's caught before. Now he's playing right. He will be at the 6. He did hit a pinch hit home run when Gonzalez was pulled out right before the game ended. Then shortstop John DiBenedetto will be at the 7 spot. Designated hitter will be Cornbread Bradley at 8. And the third baseman is Logan Chafin at the 9. So a lot of jumbled positions from what we normally have. But we'll be ready in just a moment. So, and Drew Nelson's on the mound for Next Level. So there you go. That Johnson or John Gonzalez not being in this game going to be a big deal. He is, like I said, he is second in runs in this tournament. He is second in batting average in this tournament. He's batting 9 for 15. He is first in RBIs, and he hit a homer last night. He has been the player of the tournament, just period, and he is not going to be there. So that's going to be a big deal.
I think so. I mean, it's going to impact. I mean, like, it's hard to take someone who's, 9 for 13 the whole entire tournament, just bringing in runs left and right, running gaps. It's hard to get them. Hard to take that away, because that's a big pivotal spot for runners who get on base for this team. And, controversial bat flip last night. Nothing you can necessarily do about that. He's got to make a gutsy call as a coach, and you have to make that decision. As a player though, you shouldn't let that fall into the hands of the coaches. Keep it simple.
No. Not at all, but that is the deal. So Next Level Baseball, they were upset by Missoula. They started out really hot in the game last night before it all got taken out at the top of the 3rd, but we didn't get too far into it. It was a 3-1 game for Next Level. Then they're going to be set. I remember I was leaving the stadium. This team did get quite a bit of chew out from their coach over the Missoula loss. That is probably quite a surprising one to next level. I bet they haven't lost to a team like Missoula in quite some time.
Right, and always piggybacking off of that. I love saying that Missoula's a very well coached team, and they show up for big moments like that. They know how to put a bun down. They know how to put pressure on teams. It just so happened in that game that they came out and happened. So I mean, it was a good game between both teams. I'm sure MLB is not used to losing to a team like that, but like I said, sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Now they got to bounce back
Right.
for the championship game. Rapid City, we got the post 22 Hardhats. They have not won the Firecracker in a number of years, I understand, and this is a really good opportunity for them to do it here in front of the home crowd.
Absolutely. Exciting.
It would mean a lot.
Right.
The whole place would go nuts here on the 4th of July. Hardhats bring it home with the Firecracker. And they seem ready for it. They have not lost in this tourney. They've won 7 of their last 8 on the Livy Dunn effect.
Livy Dunn effect is still going crazy, I promise.
And this will be the last home game in quite some time for this Hardhats team. It's not the longest.
Right.
We just got through the longest road trip, which was, let me get on the schedule right now. So on the schedule, this is going to be, so right after this we get 1 day off and then a travel day to the Gopher Classic and then 4 days there.
Right.
Or 4 days there, and then Sioux Falls East and Sioux Falls West on a weekend series, and then we play regionals. So all of that, and then we get to host whatever the national regional is later on. All right, so we got our national anthem here. We'll be ready in a moment.
And now, fans, before we honor our great country with the singing of the national anthem, we ask that you please stand as we honor all of our fallen heroes. In the words of Raymond Chandler, the former Sergeant Major of the Army, we remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, our wounded warriors, our Gold Star families, and all of our loved ones who have been touched by the horror of war. Their sacrifices have given meaning to our values and ideals, and for that, we thank them. A grateful nation will always remember, respect, and appreciate these heroes. This afternoon, we honor our fallen heroes of South Dakota who have served for our country. Beginning with James E. Anderson, the Korean War. Alan M. Bishop, the Vietnam War. Dan Duncan, Vietnam War. And Frank Gardner, the Korean War. Again, we honor our fallen heroes of South Dakota who have served for our country. May God continue to bless them and their families. And now at this time, as we get ready to honor our great country with the singing of the national anthem, please welcome Angie Sebo, the grandmother to Palmer Jacobs. Proper respect is to remove your hat, face the flag, and place your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military not in uniform may also salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so proudly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs' Ladies and gentlemen, and now we have special guests and several others to draw the first pitch. Please welcome Technical Sergeant Ryan Schmitz. Technical Sergeant Schmitz is joined by his white cat Caitlin, his oldest boy Carter, who is 6, Aiden, who is 4, and Ryan, who turns
No color
2
guard today.
next week.
Yeah.
Technical Sergeant Ryan Schmitz is a lead intelligence.
It should be it should be noted that Jonathan Gonzalez has he did go out and apologize personally to all the post 22 coaches during the lightning delay after as the game was falling down there. He was very gracious about it, but
Right.
by rule, if you are ejected, you cannot play the next contest.
Right. Good look from that guy. Realized that he did something wrong and disrespectful.
Yeah.
And
He knows. Yeah, he's learning.
He owned his action and got up and apologized. That's sometimes that's the best thing you can do in that situation. So respect to that guy for that.
Yeah. What's done is done, and that'll be a big effect there on the game. We get a first pitch, some handshakes going out, and AWS getting a second national anthem. This one the mic wasn't quite as. This one worked out quite a bit better.
Yeah, got back-to-back days. Figured that the speaker was doing her dirty the first night, decided to come out and get it done the second day.
And she does.
That's hard. You can't teach that.
Well, here we go. It's the championship of the Firecracker tournament. It's all led up to this next level. They are nationally ranked. They are filled with college talent. And we've got our Hardhats, your Hardhats. They're 4-0. They are on a 7 for their last 8. Lee Negebauer, the big lefty from St. Thomas More, going to hop on the mound today for this one. And we'll get all ready. Leading off for next level in the top of the first is going to be catcher Andrew Porter. And then second baseman Eli Shin and center fielder Chance Jennings are in the duo. This is what it's all about.
I was talking to Lee before the game, and just going in there and was like, "What's your game plan?" He was all like, "I'm gonna throw strikes." I was like, "That's it?" He's like, "I'm just gonna throw strikes." And I was like, "I like that. I like a pitcher who comes out at you with everything you got. If they hit one, he gets right back on the mound, says, hit this one, hit this one, hit this one." And, that's kind of like that bulldog mentality that you need out of someone like this, especially championship day.
Well, Lee, I nicknamed him Negatron because not only is he just a machine out on the mound, it's the fact that he's a weird little guy that is very, very focused. He doesn't seem to do human things. He doesn't have a favorite baseball team. He doesn't watch baseball outside of this.
Just a little bit of an anomaly up on the mound, but you know what? Like, whatever works for him, right?
Yeah, but he's definitely a different guy. He's just locked in. He's all about being on how he plays on the field, getting ready for games, going out there, pitching his best. And the 6'6" lefty gonna come in, and he should be the guy the Hardhats want the most right now. And I guess this big one.
For that Pier
Yeah,
game.
he had a rough one in Pier after, a great outing against. What was it? It was. It was a solid outing against Bryant, and then before that he had a really good outing.
Right.
I can't remember where it was.
Fargo. It was Fargo.
Yeah. So all right, Andrew Quarter going to lead off. He is 1 for 10 with 4 walks. He's playing catcher today. First pitch is a strike. There he goes. He's already capitalizing on that plan.
I think in terms of Lee, if I had to say one thing about the kid is that Lee doesn't love winning. Lee hates losing. I feel like that's what kind of separates him from the back. When you look at the guy, great pitcher. When the stick's hot, and then he's also a quarterback for SDM, a very good program in football terms, or in Rapid City anyway. So I think that's what. This is the guy who you want up on the mound. If it's not him, it's Palmer Jacobs. But I would have took either one of the two for this game.
Well, Palmer really wanted firework night. Right. I'm happy to give him that and hand it over to Lee. Right. That is popped up into foul territory. Dietrich after it. It's out of play. There was just a fireworks surrounding here on 4th of July.
Some secondary fireworks on a 60.
That wasn't how loud it sounded when it landed. I can promise you that. It wasn't a big pop. So 2-2. Negebauer, he leads the team in strikeouts this year. That's in the dirt, so full count. There was no rule. It was simply sportsmanship. There was nothing in the rule book. It was a discretionary thing that is off the plate outside. So a leadoff single, or a leadoff walk, going to put Andrew Quarter on the base paths. He does have a trio of stolen bases in this tournament. Something to watch out for. Philip Bentz behind the mound, or behind the plate. I would argue the strongest arm out of our catchers.
I would agree with that statement. Absolutely.
He has a lot of caught stealings on this year and be afraid to stay away from that. So 1-0.
Phil is probably the most mechanically sound catcher I've ever had the opportunity to work with behind the plate as a pitcher and both as a secondary catcher.
Yeah. That is taken up and away, or down and away, and he handles it. Quarter scampers back. It's 2-0. Go. We'll use the blue. All right. So 2-0 count. Fouled away by Shin. Shin, I tallied up all the stats from the pool play. The leader for the runs category was Eli Shin with John Gonzalez in second. Eli Shin leads. He had 10 runs in his first 4 games here. That's going to be lined, and what a play from Dietrich! He gets on first, and I think it bounced, but he made an incredible grab there on a big hard liner headed for right field.
Big time moments called for big time players, and that was a big time play from Alex Dietrich. I like that.
Yeah, Hardhats came to play today.
Never seen Dietz move that well. They were scared.
Yeah. Well, it was like the Aaron Roach one where he caught the liner right back to him. So Eli Shin, that's lined up the gap, and it will get fair. It's into the corner. Coming around is Quarter, and Jennings. It's out of the wall. So a ground rule double. It goes through a gap next to the bullpen, and so a ground rule double to Shin, and Next Level takes their first lead on the first lead of the game here. And they start out the scoring on a ground rule double up the line by Chance Jennings. Coming around to score was Quarter. Jennings now on second. He's fast. He somehow has not scored a single run in this tournament, which feels impossible because he's gotten on base over 10 times, and this team brings in everybody. So that's low, bounced, handled. Philip Bentz able to get behind it. So here's Meacham. He's cleaning up today. The ULM commit. He's getting ready. He tied for best in walks in this tournament, having 6. Has taken inside. He's there with Brady Mollett of Rocky Mountain. So 2-0 count now. Negebauer got to keep his composure. Up and outside. Bentz jumps in the air for it.
Just gotta settle in a little bit.
All right, 3-0. Needing to locate on this one. Bunt shown, and that's a strike. Just trying to get in his head, I guess, for Meacham. Give him a surprise when he turns that shoulder.
3-0 show bunt.
Yeah, 3-1.
Trying to get a bag. I like it.
That's a little bit high, and that'll put another man on. So Meacham gets walked. That's the second walk of the game issued by Negebauer. And still 1 out in this inning. Men on first and second. And up comes Maddox Hatcher, the left fielder. Coming into this game, he is 2 for 7. He does have 1 RBI. All right. Negebauer delivers the first pitch. It's popped up, out of play, towards us. There it is. So 0-1 now for Maddox Hatcher. I got it right. I got it right. I'd say Hatcher Maddox the whole time. So 0-1 here. Strike delivered in the zone. So 0-2 now for Negebauer. Looking for his first K of the day. He has the high for the season, which I believe is 11, put on in a game against Cheyenne post 6. That's a little bit high. 1-2 now. Good eye there from Hatcher. Men on first and second, 1 out. Negebauer delivers. It is grounded through the gap into left. McKnight not able to get it. Crossway picks it up. They'll throw to the cutoff man. No, he'll throw home. Not going to be in time. Jennings comes around. Next level starts out hot. They are now leading 2-0 in the top of the first. They came here today to play. They didn't get to finish their game against the Hardhats last night. They're going to get the championship today. They got to see a little bit of what the Hardhats had going for them in that game, but only 2 innings of play. So Garrett Stackhouse now up. He's 1 for 7, but that one was a shot over left field as a pinch hitter for Gonzalez last night. That's a strike delivered at the top of the zone.
Just got to work out of it here. I'm Lee Negebauer. I'm just doing everything in my power to, just work out of this inning. Rough first inning, nothing wrong with that. Come out and get the kinks out.
That's low inside. It's 1-1. We've got Next Level has shot out of a cannon here to start things off. They're up 2-0. Hardhats have been able to come back from deficits all tourney though. They trailed by 5 against which team was that? That was Missoula?
Yes, Missoula.
And then they trailed by 5-1 against Papillion.
Coming back in that game.
So, yeah, both. I mean, they're not. They've had these kind of things happen before.
We're no stranger to situations like this. I think it's kind of been the model.
Taken down, and it will fall out of the glove of Bentz. A wild pitch will allow the runners to advance to second and third. It's now a 2-1 count here to Garrett Stackhouse. So with the wild pitch, 2 men in scoring position now for Stackhouse. 1 for 7, but that was a big one. If he does that, it'll become 5-0. So it's a 3-0 count. That's a strike delivered right down Main Street. Full count now.
Does have a basic give in this situation.
That's true.
Not that you necessarily want.
Only forced out his first. Taken a little bit high. Good eye there from Stackhouse. Bases are loaded. Hardhats in a tough situation. Coach Clapperich, the pitching coach, going to come talk to Lee, see what's going on. The man up with the bases loaded now is John DiBenedetto. He is 5 for 13 in this tourney and has 5 RBIs. DiBenedetto went 3 for 4 in the first game that this team had in their game against, I believe it was Papillion, an 11-0 mercy ruling. And since then has gone 2 for 8. So hot start, cooled off a little since. DiBenedetto with runners on every base and 1 out. It is a double play situation here.
Any bag anywhere you can get them.
All right, full count or full bases. That's popped into foul territory. No, into left field. Get it! It follows fair! And Jennings going to come in, running for third, not going to get there is Hollick. So that was a little bit of a weird situation. Hollick was able to make the play. It just kind of, he twisted himself around, it fell behind his shoulder, and the third run comes around to score here for Next Level. Still one out.
You know, that's pretty near an impossible play for the third baseman in that situation. It's really unfortunate what happened because we had a middle squeezing for a double play right there. You know, it was quite literally in the Bermuda Triangle of shortstop, third base, and left field. You know, hard situation, hard place for that ball to fall in that spot.
Up comes Cornbread Bradley. He's DHing. He's 1 for 1 in this tourney. It was a sitter right in front of the plate on that simulated dirt right there. If he does that again, it would likely not work this time with the force out at home. So 1-0. That's smacked over to Don McKnight. He flips over to Roberts. Roberts to first in time. Dug out of the dirt by Dietrich. A double play will prevent any further scoring, and it'll be 3-0. The scoreboard operator got a little eager there on the extra run that would have scored. It is 3-0. A good start for Next Level, but the double play saving quite a bit for the Hardhats.
Absolutely. That's a big spot right there, you know, get that double play, you know. Like I was talking about, you know, rough first inning, but, you know, it happens sometimes. This team's no stranger to, you know, falling down in the first and then getting right back up and, you know, coming back.
That was our whole strategy for June.
Right.
Was throw out the relievers, get some runs on the board, and then put the starters in and come back. And we saw it work well in Fargo. Won 3 out of 4 games that way. Actually, the only game that the starter that we led while the starter was still out there was the game we lost.
Right. And that was in West Fargo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just some stuff going, but Next Level has jumped out of the gate. So we'll see how this plays out. The Hardhats now up to bat. They'll enter the bottom of the first, trailing 3-0. Like I said, and Dylan was saying, with Papillion and Missoula, both of those games that the Hardhats won. And I want to say, no, they didn't. Were they down against Premier?
I don't think we were down against Premier.
But the Hardhats came back to win a pair in this tourney already. So, walking out there now is going to be the leadoff man, second baseman Aiden Roberts. Drew Nelson on the mound today for this Next Level squad. Storby says hi to Chafin at third. I believe a paper had flown onto the field with some of the wind here. There is a significant wind coming in from left to the outfield, maybe 10, 12 miles an hour.
No, that's a typical wind we get here at Floyd. You know, just always blowing across. You know, it's no fun whenever we're taking batting practice on the field for the right-handers.
It is blowing out to right.
It is.
But, I mean, and we have seen one fly over the fence out there. Phoenix Wright hit a 3-run homer for Rocky Mountain in the game before this. That's grounded. Got to take a weird hop over to third. Chafin throws, and the stretch successful. Good work there from Meacham, filling in for Gonzalez at first. He makes the first out of the game. That was a very strange bounce.
It was a strange bounce. It looked like it had a little bit of side spin on it. You know, and that's what you kind of get on the turf. You know, whenever you got bad hops on regular grass, but then when you get turf and those balls start spinning really hard, it's not uncommon for it to go one way and then take off the other way.
That's always been the thing with any sort of turf. I mean,
Right.
You've seen that with even the NFL. Things are more agile. There's just more traction on turf than dirt. The turf itself doesn't move out of the way like dirt would crumble underneath your foot. So you can get a lot of stuff like that. So it's 1-0 now to Wyatt Reeder. The lefty's going to be the DH today, batting second. He's played 2 games so far. He is 4 for 10, batting .400 in this tourney since he came back from injury too. So 2-0. I believe it was a growth plate thing, if I heard correctly.
It's something with this hip flexor. I'm not 100% sure. I think it might have had something to do with this growth plate, but I think he might have pulled that hip flexor pretty badly, and I think that's what had kept him out for so long. But, you know, hindsight's always 20/20. I'm glad that he got better.
That's smacked into shallow center. That's going to be a hit. So a single for Wyatt Reeder on 1 out. Hardhats get the first hit of the day off of Nelson.
like I was saying, I'm glad he's healthy and get better because he's a freshman and comes back and starts hitting. But now he's 5 for 11 in a tournament, just not missing a beat. Kid's talented. Kid's gonna be special when he gets older.
I just forget that he's a freshman.
He's a freshman, and it is impressive.
I would have guessed a junior.
I know he doesn't look like a freshman. He's like all-state hockey this year. Just the minute
Bunt put down. It's looking like a good one. Churning for first. No throw is made. They do a little leapfrog over Nelson. And a infield bunt single for Harrison Good. Now 2 men on with 1 out. Hardhats looking like they could score here in the bottom of the first.
We need Dietrich to stay hot right here. We need him to catch a barrel down the line.
Well, he's been pretty good in this tourney. He is batting 5 for 13 with 3 RBIs, a home run, and 5 runs. He got a grand slam in Pierre in the bottom of the 7th of that game. He fouls that one off. One hand grab by Roach over there, sitting on a chair. And it's now an 0-1 count. Nelson looking for his first strikeout. Taken off of the plate, 1-1. So Drew Nelson takes a deep breath. He'll deliver. This is quite cold out here. That one taken inside. So 2-1. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Going really hard at that one, trying to crank it.
Saw his pitch, just a little under it.
Yes.
I like that aggressive hack, though, with runners in scoring position like that.
Especially with 1 strike. So 2-2 now. Nelson delivers. It's popped up into shallow right. Meacham after it. He is called off of it. DiBenedetto gets it, and they will throw to third. Good throw there. Runners will stay. So out number 2 recorded on the fly out to DiBenedetto in right field. Hayden Hollick now up. He is now behind by 1 RBI with a very good single in that game that didn't end up happening last night. So 2 men on, and Hayden Hollick, second in RBIs, has over 45 on the year. The kind of guy you'd want up here. So it's 0-1.
Not swinging the goods anymore.
Hollick.
Goes back to his old prime from first year on varsity. I like that. I love that bat.
Swing and a miss. Going for third is going to be the runner. He is out by a lot. Not going to happen, but Wyatt Reeder was taking off. He got the signal, and that is the inning. Andrew Corder able to throw over to Chafin. Chafin applies the tag, and the Hardhats, although putting up 2 runs, they don't score in the bottom of the first. It'll go into the top of the second. Next Level Baseball able to keep them off the scoreboard. Lee Negebauer coming out for a second inning of work, down 3-0.
I think it's going to be a better inning for Lee. Just needs to settle down a little bit.
Hollick will lead off the second inning now, thanks to that caught stealing, with a fresh count. All in all, the Hardhats not too bad of an inning. They get 2 hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, 1 man left on base, and it is 3-0. So showing that they can get to Drew Nelson. 2 hits in the first inning shows some vulnerability, I suppose.
Right. The deeper he gets on the lineup after that first inning, I feel like the better we start seeing him. You got people coming back into the dugout, relaying what they've seen and everything, what spin looks like, what fastball looks like, what curveball does. I think it's going to be. It's all there's growing pains through everything in baseball. Even at this level, just got to start figuring stuff out, start putting some solid plans together, and just get right back on there and keep on going at it.
Well, Negebauer coming back out. An unorthodox inning for him. He allows 3 hits. He gets into a few ground outs. He's normally a swing and miss kind of guy.
Right.
But he got the job done at the end of the inning, at least, on the double play. Thank you all for tuning in here. This is the championship game of the Firecracker tournament. Game 23 of 23 we're broadcasting on Hardhats TV. Negebauer gives one. It's going to be given a ride into left center, diving for it, and unable to make the grab is Inhofer. Coming in as crossweight, that'll be a double. Leadoff double there. Inhofer gave it all he had diving out for it in center, but could not come up with the grab. That is the fourth double of the tournament for Logan Chafin in just the last 3 games. That's wild.
Hey man, like I said, when you're hot, it's kind of funny. No
Yeah.
matter when you're hot, you just put a barrel on a ball and it just kind of sits down or goes somewhere. I mean, look at Dietrich. You know, he has a little squib over there to right field. Ended up getting a double out of it the other night. You know, when you're on barrel, you're on barrel, and when you're not, you're not. So it's just a game of baseball. It gives and it takes when it pleases.
All right, Negebauer, first pitch strike. Nope, off the plate. So 1-0. He loses his helmet. He does that sometimes. He throws so hard he loses the helmet. Of course, the Hardhats, you guys from Next Level fans probably have never seen this before. Wearing hard shell hats in the field as part of the tradition out here. That's put up the line. Will it go fair? It will. A infield single for Porter. He's going for second. He thought nobody was covering. Now they are. And now some base path trouble at first. They get him, and the other run does come in to score. So Next Level makes it 4-0. The first out is recorded. So Logan Chafin takes the backdoor cut, comes in to score, but the single nullified. An RBI single, I would call it.
I would probably put that down as score as an RBI single as well. You know, you pull them off. Almost a smart play from the base runner in that situation to ensure you get a run across in that inning. No play still isn't in order after that or anything.
No. Yeah, absolutely. And so Eli Shin now in. He grounded out to a great play by Alex Dietrich before the infield playing a deep shift in the right pocket, expecting a little bit of pull. Yeah. I put out the tournament stats on Post 22's Twitter earlier today. It is in my handwriting, though, so, you know, bear with it. I might have a graphic out at some point, but I have just one day to do everything with the footage and whatnot of this tournament tomorrow. So, good strike on the edge of the zone makes it 2-2.
You got doctor's handwriting all over?
Oh, worse than that.
It's all right, so do I.
Worst part is I try. Doctors don't. I got typing accommodations in high school, meaning I got to type every essay and do my APs on the computer.
Jeez, you're lucky I was homeschooled. Everything was pencil and paper for me. If I wrote in pen, I got points docked.
Fire teacher, aka mom.
My mom.
Yeah.
My mom.
She can be cruel sometimes. All right, full count. Negebauer looking for the K. He delivers. It's smacked over to short. Sliding, making the throw is McKnight. In time! He just gets it there. A close bang-bang play. Umpire says he got him. And so the second runner is retired. That was a very close play.
Very. Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
I have noticed that in Legion, it seems like a tie goes to the defense more than it goes to the runner. I would argue that's the case I've seen all year.
I would, you know.
That just comes with the level, I guess.
Yeah, just the level, you know.
That's a strike one, even if it falls out of Bence's glove.
You know, I guess I don't really have a lot to say about, I guess, the umpiring with bases and everything. You know, ever since I've been here, you know, most of the time, if it's close like that, it's most of the time you're out.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, you'll get that tie goes to the runner type thing. And just
swing and a miss. Jennings was really going after that one.
So loaded. I like that hack. That's a healthy hack. Impressive.
Jennings got that double to bring in a run in the first up the left field line. Negebauer, the 0-2. He skips one over to Bence. So it's now 1-2. Spikes it. Negebauer got a healthy arsenal of pitches.
Throws fast change, curve, and slider, I know, predominantly.
And fastball flirts with 90 a lot.
I mean,
that's going to be lined into center. It will drop. So a single from Jennings. He throws up a sign to the dugout, and the inning will continue. So Jennings on the base paths. That'll bring up the cleanup man, Bryce Meacham. Meacham got a walk, came around to score last time. 2 outs here in the top of the second, trying to add to this 4-0 lead. Jennings leading off. Taken low. It's harder to steal on Lee. He's a lefty, so he can stare at that base all he wants.
No, he has gotten better with his pickoff move this year. I have noticed that tremendously. Is that he is holding runners on at a way better pace than he has before. Like that.
That's a strike. He goes right like that.
And, you know, as soon as I say that, you know, it's bound to happen. I should never call my shot ever again.
Okay, well, man on second now, 1-1 for Meacham.
Likes to delay steal. He did that a lot last night too. Or I
He
should say
did.
that
That
a lot.
skied into deep left, crossweight underneath it. He records the final out, so that'll be the inning. Top of the second, Next Level scores on an Andrew Chafin leadoff double, or Logan Chafin leadoff double, and that is the end of the second inning. It is now 4-0 Next Level. Drew Nelson had a little bit of trouble in the first, got out of it. We'll see if the Hardhats can make him pay this inning.
Andrew Chafin is in the reliever for the Diamondbacks. Andrew Chafin.
Yeah, yeah. It's spelled the same.
That's all right.
He's got Andrew Chafin, an amazing mustache.
I love the muzzy on that guy. You know, that's.
It's a bushy, big one. I mean, that took years to build.
One of my more favorite players for the Diamondbacks. Corbin Carroll is having an amazing year right now.
He's on he's not going to get it, but in weaker years, like a Yelich year, he might have a chance at an MVP.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a next generational talent if he keeps going at the pace that he is. I mean, you don't see a guy faster in baseball than him.
No. Ellie now. Ellie broke his sprint speed record.
Listen, like...
Ellie De La Cruz.
I don't know. All of a sudden, the O'Neill Cruz and Ellie De La Cruz come in who just hit ropes left and right.
And they're like 6'8" center
6'8"
shortstops that
you know,
can hit hard and
play a tremendous defense.
Yeah.
They can reach the other batter's box, and the ball just jumps off.
Yeah. Made in a lab. All right, Nelson delivers the first one. This is to Hollick. He gets a mulligan on his at bat after the caught stealing on Reeder at third to end the inning in the first. That's a bouncer. Nelson a little frustrated with himself. Does a hop. So 2-0. So did the ball. Hollick not usually in the leadoff position. Taken low. He's already up to a 3-0 count now to Nelson. Leadoff walks as good as a single.
I agree. I think the biggest thing for us right now is just getting runners on base. You know, you get that leadoff guy on.
That is at the knees, taken for a strike. 3-1.
I always felt like in baseball, you get that leadoff guy on, the momentum starts to tend to shift to the offensive side of things.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that from Next Level. Both of the times in this game, that is a high swinging strike. Both of the innings in this game, Next Level has gotten the leadoff man on and scored him.
I can see a statistic about leadoff man getting on a little more likely.
Just fouled off the end of the bat. He barely gets a piece of that, and we continue the at-bat. Full count. Full count. Fouled off. The at-bat continues. Hollick in a little bit of a battle here against Nelson. High, and it hit him on the arm. He tanks it. He feels it, stretches it out, and the leadoff man will come aboard on a hit by pitch. At that point, yeah, he does. But at that point, just get out the way. You know it's a ball, and it's going to be ball 4.
You know, some kids are like that. You know, I mean, Hayden's either... He's just a hockey player, I guess. Hockey players are dumb sometimes.
All right. Oh! Nelson hits him in the high shoulder, almost neck area. Ridge Inhofer will take his base. 2 men on. That was a scary one.
I know.
So Hollick will move over to second, and 2 men on, nobody out now for Next Level. The coach for Next Level going to come out and talk with Drew Nelson. I have to look this up. I believe Nelson was involved in the Premier West game that this team had. Here it is. No, that was Cole. That was Cale Walters. Which game was he in? Nelson was in the game against Papillion. He threw 5 2/3, no earned runs, 6 Ks in the 11-0 shutout. He did a pretty good job out there.
Pretty all right.
Yeah, Papillion ending up finishing fifth place. They beat Missoula this morning in a pitcher's duel for the ages. That went to 9 innings and ended on a walk-off wild pitch.
Oh, I remember watching that. I woke up this morning, turned the game up.
Yeah, it was 1-0.
Walk off wild pitch.
That's the second walk-off wild pitch. That happened in the Expos 2-1 win over Premier West yesterday.
Really?
It did.
Did not know that.
It was in the rain. That's inside, doesn't hit him. So 1-0. Nelson needing to collect himself here. Starting to load up runners.
Need big situational hitting here.
That's a strike right down Main Street. So 1-1 here. Quarter makes the order. And Nelson gives him a strike. So Bent's now down 1-2. This is what he's so good at. He's good at defending the zone and working counts.
Great two-strike hitter, him and AR. No, I feel more comfortable with them.
He fights it off.
I feel more comfortable with them with 2 strikes on them than I do with no strikes, believe it or not.
Yeah, the over-under on this at-bats pitch count should be about 7.5. And we're already at 4. But Bent's not one to easily knock away. That goes out of the way. It gets away from Porter. Both of the runners will advance. 2-man in scoring position now and a 2-2 count to Bent. Well, I mean, 2 runs on the base path, still nobody out. Hardhats, yeah, looking like they could possibly drive in a few, get this game a lot closer. That's taken off the plate. He flinches, and it's now a full count. Here is Benz, and this is number 7 of the at-bat. He fouls it off himself, and we hit the over.
Hey, look at that. Some guy who just has great at-bats all the time, Philip Bentz, you know. He is also all-state.
Ooh, I see Jaden Moreno running out to the bullpen out there. Is he fetching somebody? I'm not sure.
He might be going down there warm-up somewhere. I
Yeah,
think
he
he was
might.
down there warming up.
Yeah, he's been doing really well lately. Full count. Bentz strikes it hard into center. Jennings makes the grab. Both runners will tag up. Nope, one will. So Hollick scores from third. Bridge will stay at second. 1 out, and the Hardhats are on the board. It's 1-4.
Hey, that's not the worst thing that can happen in that situation.
No, Ben's really a big fly ball guy, and that was definitely deep enough. I'm surprised Ridge didn't take off for third either.
You know, in that situation, I think Ridge should have, but you know what? I mean, Single still scores Ridge with his speed. It's not the worst thing that can happen in that situation. We're still safe. Only 1 run, only 1 out and not play.
So, Inhofer now at second. And Tate Crossway up to bat. The big lefty, he swipes it into center. Inhofer coming in. Jennings, big throw to the plate. It's not in time. A RBI single from Crossway. You called it.
Like I said, a Single still scores Ridge with his speed. Not the worst thing that can happen in that situation. I like that. That's a jumping off first pitch right there from Tate Crossway. Beautiful piece of hitting. Staying on the inside half of the baseball. Gets a runner.
Back up to 500, 2 for 4.
Nice. Very nice.
So an RBI single from Crossway, who was not in the lineup last night. He got added to the lineup instead of Farley this morning, maybe to bring another lefty in. And he gets an RBI single to bring in Inhofer. And now Don McKnight up, still 1 man on, no 1 man out. It is 4-2. Hardhats put up 2 so far, still just 1 out in this inning. Up to bat now is McKnight. He's 3 for 7 with a pair of walks and 2 hit by pitches. And that's a strike, now down to 0-2. McKnight, primarily a ground ball guy, likes to keep it down. That's above his head, 1-2. I recognize that name. Don McKnight was on our broadcast during the lightning delay last night. That's down. It gets away. Crossway's taking off. Quarter makes a throw from his knees, and that'll advance the runner. Wild pitch. So another one in scoring position here.
You know, no diss to Tate or anything, because all of us say it in the dugout, and I think he knows it by now. But sometimes we just hold our breath whenever he base runs. And, you know,
He has like 7 steals this
he
year.
does have 7 steals this year. It's just
Nelson delivers called strike 3. Very inside of the plate there. McKnight believed it was going to be a inside pitch. He jumps out of the way, and that's a good pitch on the inside from Nelson. Strikes out the man. So another man. So one guy on second, and Aiden Roberts back up. He's gonna have a second half out of the game. First time out, he grounded out narrowly to the shortstop.
you know. Tough situation for Dom right there. He's in a 2-2 count. You know, it comes up that that inside fastball with 2 strikes. Hard pitch to handle in that situation.
He flares it. The first baseman Meacham not able to get there. He was playing the shift out and right. If he had been his normal position and no shift was in effect, I bet he would have gotten that.
I would agree with that.
But the defense playing at opposite field pole for Aiden Roberts, giving some extra room there for Benedetto at second. It's 0-2 to Roberts. Nelson, one more strike to get out of the inning. Roberts throws himself at the pitch and gets a piece of it.
Another great two strike hitter, Aiden Roberts. Him and Phil, like I said, feel more comfortable with them in the box with 2 strikes than I am with the no strikes on them. So.
All right, 0-2. 2 outs here. Nelson gives him one. It's golfed into shallow center. Jennings wants it. He makes the out. So the Hardhats point 2 in the bottom of the second. It's now a 4-2 game, substantially closer. Lee Negebauer could take a breath of relief. It's not as big a deficit. It's only 4-2.
That's a big inning. You get runners on, start moving stuff over. You
this
get that
early.
fly.
This is earlier scoring than the Hardhats have put up in any of their other comebacks. They usually wait till the 4th or 5th.
Yeah, I was talking to the fellas today that I was like, you guys got to come out and want this today. It's like they in the cages. Usually there's a little bit of a lighter mood in the cages in the facility when we're hitting everything, just trying to stay loose and everything. No, not today. Everything was locked in. No one was saying anything to one another. They all had their things that they were working on. They looked good right now. Going to be a battle, and we all knew that. So
yeah,
they're looking all right now.
Both teams playing at a very high level at this moment. That's exactly what we want to see. The first 4 innings of the Pueblo Azteca versus Next Level game were just back and forth, inch by inch, and this feels a lot like it. A lot more high scoring because the batters seem to be a little bit more hot at the moment.
Right.
And so there that is. Yeah, Jade Moreno is warming up a little with some band workout in the bullpen over there.
We still do have Hayden Lighty as well. We have a good pitching staff for
That's
this
true.
game with Lee, Moreno, and Lighty. 3 guys that I can trust and put up on the mound and trust them to throw strikes at any count.
Moreno had a really tough start to the year, and then in these last 2 appearances, he's pitched something like 7 innings, 1 earned run.
Yeah, and that's something we really need, and that's something we really needed out of the kid. Just to really.
He's just a sophomore, right?
Yeah, just a sophomore, young kid, and that's what we were asking him to do, Sometimes for those younger kids, it takes a second for him to bloom and stuff like that. And as of right now, he's really settling into his role. He's realizing his role, throws strikes in any count, Kid's got a lot of upside potential, and it's going to be fun to watch him in the next couple of years here.
So, swing and a miss, strike 1. Yeah, I totally agree. I think Moreno, now a very good second release option right behind Eli Kelly.
Good middle relief right now.
Mm-hmm. Something that the Hardhats desperately needed at the start of the year.
Right.
So, 0-2. Negebauer ahead in the count. He has not gotten a K today. That's unlike him. Though this Next Level baseball team filled with good hitters.
Right.
So, 0-2. Grounded. Over to McKnight. He handles it. The throw to first on target in time. Out number 1 is recorded. So they retire the hitter Maddox Hatcher, and that'll bring up Garrett Stackhouse.
Hey, Lee's typical strikeout guy, but I think he's really trying hard to stick to that plan that I'm going to throw strikes and keep on competing with these guys. We know that they're a good hitting ball club, and with good hitting ball clubs, you don't want to try and get too cute with it, start walking people around, then all of a sudden they're going to gap into a double. I think it's a better game plan to attack than trying to nibble.
Well, yeah, and you can't let another team knock you off of your game.
Right. You're the pitcher. You have to have your rhythm. You have to have your settlement on the mound.
Yep. And yeah, you just can't let somebody else knock you off of what you want to do.
Right.
So 2-0. Negebauer delivers a strike. No, slightly low. 3-0. Behind in the count here to Garrett Stackhouse. That's a strike. This team was very clearly told we are not swinging at 0 strike counts again, because they did that, got into the play at the end of that Missoula game, that double play with the bases loaded and 1 out. And there we go. So a walk issued to Stackhouse, but there was some very, very strong words used to say we are not swinging at 0 strike counts.
Right. Oh, don't want to, don't want to give a bat away in those situations. And sometimes I like that. I like that philosophy. When we start giving away a lot of that.
That's popped up. Bentz running back for it. Out of play. Just barely. About a row deep into the stands. All right, so it's 0-1 count here. Got the man on first. It is Stackhouse. Stackhouse, normally a catcher, is playing right field today.
I like that last name, Stackhouse.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Like Jerry Stackhouse from the Pistons.
And he's turning around Vanderbilt's program in basketball right now.
Right.
So 0-1. That's in the dirt. Stackhouse will stay. Well, a couple of wild pitches here, more than I'm used to.
Right.
For Negebauer at the moment. It seems a little uneasy. I mean, it is the championship game of the Firecracker.
Right. No pressure.
Mm-hmm. I just didn't think that affected guys like him. That's a strike at the knees. Good pitch there. 1-2. So DiBenedetto now looking at a 1-2 with a man on, 1 out. Double play ball is in effect. The infield shifted slightly right. In the dirt, Bentz keeps it in front of him. Good work there.
Phil's working extra hard right now.
He is.
He is also first chair with the saxophone in the state band, I believe. I
Really?
believe the saxophone is in band, right?
Woo! Yeah, it is. All right. That's in the dirt. We could play a serenade as we win this one. I knew he was kind of a.
It's always fun to poke fun at Phil. At the start of the year when he's got to get to a band concert after practice.
Yeah, full count. It's grounded softly over to Dietrich. Dietrich throws there, and nobody's going to cover first. They get the lead runner out in second. Out number 2 is recorded. That was Roberts trying to run over there, but not in time. Dom didn't think it was a good idea to throw. And so the fielder's choice will allow DiBenedetto to reach first base. He has 2 stolen bases in this tourney. Cornbread Bradley now up. He grounded out into the double play earlier. That's grounded. The ball was, in effect.
I love that name, Cornbread Bradley. Awesome. It's a cool name. Think he likes cornbread?
You think so? That is going to be smoked into left. It gets down, crossweight handle, so a single. Another hit. 2 men on now here in the top of the third.
No kidding. I love it. I love it. I love names like that.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds you of someone like who goes by their nickname. Jazz, like Jazz Chisholm. Jazz.
Yeah. Or Colt McCoy. His real name is Daniel.
Colt McCoy, yeah. It's like you go by your nickname. It's like, oh, like it just rings better. It's like, oh, nice.
All right, 1-0. Negebauer gives him one. It's floated into left. Underneath it, crossweight makes the out. It got close to falling there. So he gets done with it, and Lee Negebauer throws his first shutout frame. Nobody scores in the top of the third. Hardhats now down 2 with a chance to tie it up in the bottom of the third.
That's a big bounce back for Lee. Big bounce back for Lee. It's big to hang a 0 in that situation, especially after posting up to the inning before.
So to recap that inning for next level, they got 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs. There were no hard hat errors, and 2 men were left on base. It remains a 4-0 game. And if the screen goes fuzzy, we don't have any problems on our end in terms of anything here. If it does that, that's probably because your internet is not loading at a high enough resolution. So you can actually, in the YouTube app, if you're using this on a phone, go to the little settings in the top right, click on that, and you can select, if you're on Wi-Fi, you can select what resolution you would like. And you'll see it a little bit less fuzzy. So there you go. Thank you all for joining us here for the championship game. It is living up to the hype. Back and forth here. Next level jumped out to an early 3-1 lead, or 4-0 lead. Hardhats got 2 back. They shut them out in the top of the third. They're going to get a chance to respond here with pretty much the top of the order coming out. The Wyatt Reeder, Harry Good, and Dietrich in the do-up. Reeder got a single back in the first into shallow right center. Nelson coming out for his 3rd inning of work. Allowed 3 hits so far, 2 runs. That's smacked into right, and it's going to get down, and it's going to the wall. It's going to hit the wall. Now, Reeder, he's going for 2. It's picked up by Jennings. Reeder's headed for 3. The throw in is going to stop a stand-up leadoff triple for Wyatt Reeder.
Big spot for the kid. That was a freshman. As a freshman, you know, who's 2 for 2 in this game right now. Stepping up big for us. I love it. And he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Not that it has anything to do with anything. I just want to point out that he is Canadian.
Shout out to Igor. Okay, that is a hard hit ball up the line. Okay. Okay. It was an out? What happened there?
He popped up the center.
Oh, I didn't even notice. All right, so out number 1 there on Harry Good's pop out. And Alex Dietrich now up. The cleanup man got a man on 3rd. Even just 1 more run here, start crawling closer, would be helpful against this next level 2024 team from Asheville, North Carolina. Called strike at the very top of the zone, 0-1.
If I'm Alex Dietrich in this situation, I'm just trying to put a ball in play, something that can get Wyatt Reeder in. You know, 1 run is better than no runs in this situation.
Nelson trying to keep it scoreless. That's off. This is going to be your final presentation of the Firecracker tournament as the championship tonight, fittingly. The culmination of everything. That's in the dirt, so it's 3-1 to Reeder now. Do you think you take or you swing here?
If it's a fastball, I swing. If it's anything else, I lay off. Nothing that you don't want to give up something in this count, you know, especially in a 4-2 game.
There's the fastball right down the middle, so full count.
No one likes my ideas anymore.
All right, full count now to Dietrich. He golfs 1. That's not going to be deep enough. To Benedetto underneath it. He makes the play. Reeder not going to be, nobody's covering 3rd. He could kind of threaten to go home. But that is not going to happen. A pop-up on a 3-2 count will bring up Aiden Hollick. He is an RBI man. He got hit by a pitch on a full count last inning. And he is 1 for 9 this tourney. That's high and inside, 1-0. Alec does have 2 RBIs in that stretch, though. He'd have to get a hit here or an error. That's a strike. Or you could just pass it off to the next man and put it and get on
He good.
with a walk or a hit by pitch.
I got a hot hitter on the on deck circle here. I think if I'm manhole it, I'm just trying to get on.
Yeah, you got Ridge and Hofer due up. Or on deck, yeah. So 2-1. Swing and a miss. He cranked that one, came up with a win, 2-2. Nelson a strike away from stranding the leadoff triple. Doesn't have a K so far this game. Oh, he does one. That's off the plate, full count. Oof, intense.
This is
So Nelson
big spot.
feeling the pressure. Payoff pitch. Off of the plate for a walk. And that'll bring up Ridge and Hofer.
Hey, like I said, just need to get on in that situation. You got Ridge and Hofer hot stick through the whole entire tournament. You know, he just needs to hop on, and get on one, find his pitch, and do something with it. He cannot strand a leadoff triple in a situation that kills a lot of momentum.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ridge Inhofer is 5 for 11 in this tourney. 2 triples, a homer. He hits that one deep into center. Jennings going back. He jumps up, makes the grab. The Winthrop commit makes a great play out in center, and that'll end the inning. That had the danger of getting to the wall, but Jennings able to track it down. That big play saved Next Level at least 1 run.
You know, nothing you can really do about that in that situation. That's a great hit. You know, great hit just right at someone.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate that the center fielder has been standing there for the last 150 years.
Yeah. Well, it did work out. No shifts, not getting anything fancy out there, and Jennings able to go and make the grab. That was a hard hit ball. Anywhere else, I mean, the XBA on that's got to be like 820, something like that. And so a unfortunate line out for Ridge to center field will be the end of that inning. Hardhats get 1 hit, that leadoff triple, and they score no runs, no earned runs. Nelson able to get out of the inning. There are no errors, 2 men left on, and it remains 2-4. That was a big moment in the game here. Next Level had some trouble. If that gets down, there's a solid chance Hollick scores.
You know, I think so too. If that just sits down.
Oh, and Ridge probably gets his 3rd triple of the tourney.
I agree. You know, just a fraction of a second earlier, that's left center. A fraction of a second later, you know, that's right center. You know, nothing you can do about that. It just so happened that he barreled something right at the guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, there is a point to be made. Jennings did take a few steps back and make a jumping catch.
It was a great play by him.
Yeah. It was a very hard hit liner. He has hit a homer in this tourney. That was his 1st homer of the year. So now Negebauer coming out for his 4th inning of work. He will face the top of the order. Andrew Quarter leading off. That's a strike. So Lee already ahead in the count. His younger brother Ryan hit 600 in his first 2 games of pool play, and then came in and pitched 3 shutout innings in relief for the Expos earlier. Popped up to center. Inhofer makes the grab out number 1. Ryan Negebauer, a very exciting talent on the come up in the Expos organization. It'd be cool if he got to play with his brother.
That would be cool.
I don't know how many pairings we've had. Have we had Sullivans together? Surely, right?
We haven't had Sullivans together. Jake was a little bit older than Jed when that was all coming around because.
And then JP's in the Bullets right now.
JP is on the Bullets right now.
That's going to be fouled off. That was a hard hit one. That almost hurt my ear.
Jed Sullivan on Mount Martin.
Yeah. He's out
Teammates
there.
with Palmer. Jacobs.
Yeah. Palmer's still around here. But yeah, he was telling me about that. We went to Yankton. He showed us all the sites.
all 3 things.
Yeah. It's like, oh, there's a place down here you can sit down and eat lunch with your friends. It's like, oh, okay, Palmer.
Yeah, so this is where my friends go to. Me and my friends go to study and eat.
That's going to be floated into left. Underneath it comes Crossweight, makes the out. So 2 men up, 2 men down here for Negebauer in this inning. Pair of flyouts. And that'll bring up Chance Jennings. He just made that great play in center, and he is 2 for 2 in this game.
Palmer's going to get back on the stream and hear what I have to say about Yankton, and he's just going to chastise me.
He's gonna be like, we have a bowling alley.
we do have a bowling. I'm just like, oh.
There's a family run movie theater. Gets away. The stadium, very nice. We're gonna be out there for for state tournament.
We were talking about that last night.
Yeah.
Favorite stadium of the year. Sleeper pick Yankton. I like Yankton. A lot of potential there.
Yeah, the booth's interesting. It's hanging in like a bridge over the stands.
I always thought that was cooler.
It is. It's a little interesting. I feel slightly weird. You have to duck your head to get in there, and you're just floating above everybody.
You weren't around whenever the old stadium was up here, but we used to have our grandstand more up there, over by where the concession stands at. Now you have to duck your head to get in there. I mean, it's similar to Yankton.
Nice. Foul tip, strike one. So it's 2-1 now for Lee Negebauer. That's fun. I didn't know they built it on the same spot. So that just happened in an entire offseason? They built it at the same location here?
Yeah.
That's going to be lined into deep right. It'll get down. It's going to get to the wall. Jennings headed for 2. He's going to go for 3. The cutoff is not going to be in time. Jennings gets a triple. He's hit a double, a single, and now a triple in the first 4 innings.
We're on cycle watch here.
We are indeed. Jennings 3 for 3. He came to play, moving up in the lineup with Gonzalez's suspension, moving him out with the ejection last night. So a a 2-out triple brings up Bryce Meacham, the ULM Warhawk, taking off the plate 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's filling in pretty well for Gonzalez anyway. I mean, he can't come
Yeah.
about 3 for 3 with single, double, and triple.
Yeah,
So
in 4 innings.
right.
That's going to be lined. What away! Alex Dietrich, he falls down, makes the grab. The second great play. He robs a run out of the jaws of this next level baseball team.
That is a big play for Alex Dietrich in that situation. That keeps the game 4-2.
That might have been the best defensive play I've seen him put up all year, and that's coming from possibly the best defensive first baseman in the state.
I agree absolutely.
You always forget how hard first base is. You're always like, oh, they just stand on the
Yeah,
back.
just stand there and you catch it. No, there's a lot more to first base than meets the eye. Promise. Absolute web gem. Let's get ESPN on the phone for that.
Yeah, that would have landed directly up the line. Pretty much the same situation as that double was for Jennings in the first. His was up the third baseline. That was up first base. That's the second web gem I've seen from Dietrich in this game. He made one in the first inning as well for the first out of the game. So, thanks to that, it is still a 4-2 game. Jennings is stranded at third. Despite the 1 hit in the inning for next level, they score no runs. There are no errors. 1 man left on, and we strand a triple as well.
If I'm Alex Dietrich, I think after the game I go up and give Ted Bentz a huge hug because at the start of the Firecracker, we were taking ground balls the day before on practice, and his whole entire webbing just came undone, and we had to give it to Ted to fix it up. And whatever Ted did, it must be working pretty well because 2 hard hit balls stay in the web right there.
Well, I'm glad he noticed it.
Right.
That's a strike to Bentz. I could tell it was Bentz without looking at the number. He did his flinch. So 0-1.
Hey man, he's ready to hit. I like that.
That's low. Yeah, he's locked and loaded at all times.
Always thinking yes.
Doesn't have a safety on his on his bat. So 1-1. Taken down 2-1.
Another fun fact about Phil, I mean, he's first state all band, or first chair, excuse me. First chair, excuse me. Also loves mowing lawns.
Ooh, that's going to be floated into right and caught by Stackhouse. So we're out number 1.
Mowing lawns. Also, lover of root beer too. Nothing.
And
Phil,
mowing lawns.
Root beer and lawns. Something about Phil.
We found that out in our interview series. I feel bad. We were talking about your Photoshop thing last night. I went back and looked at it. It was...
it's a little noticeable, right?
It is. You don't have the same shadow, and they put you next to the guy with the most shadow, Moreno, there.
Just didn't quite fit in the whole entire way, but
And I feel bad because not only were you not in that team photo, you're the only guy I forgot to turn the camera on for the interview series.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that. I was like,
You were the first guy up. I did 20. I went like 22 for 23 or whatever it was for the boys, and I just missed you. Luckily, the first one was all visual reference, but
right.
I had to pull up the grad photo on the second one.
It's all right. I was
Foul tip, strike 3.
wasn't the biggest deal to me,
I bet, but it was, yeah. You gave great answers. It would have been nice, but at least we got the audio, which is the best part. If I got none of it, I would have been really upset.
Right. I think.
So Don McKnight now up. I don't know what his walk-up is. It's like Chinatown.
It's something by the rapper Gunna. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not really into the whole entire rap game like that.
Yeah.
But it's never a dull moment when you're hanging out with Dom. He's always got some other song up his back pocket.
Swing and a miss. He really thought he was going to get that one. 1-1. Dom resets. Staring down that ball. Swing and a miss, too. Nelson just strike out Crossweight on the foul tip. Can he do it again? 1-2. He gets it. Another foul tip. Strikeout. Nelson retires the side in order, and it remains 4-2. We enter the 5th inning. Time running out here for the Hardhats to make their move.
Moreno taking them out.
Oh, Jaden Moreno coming in relief here for Lee Negebauer.
Okay, so that's Tim. And Tim has been a fan for years upon years.
So to recap that inning in the 4th, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, no left on base, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, and he's nuts. He finds joy coming to games and everything.
So Jaden Moreno going to come in to relieve. If you told me that we'd have the championship game and it would be Jaden on with 3 innings to go like a month ago, I might be a little bit apprehensive. Now I feel very confident.
I would say the same thing. I'm feeling very comfortable with Jaden Moreno taking the mound here.
He's really improved the last month or so here and taken some real strides. He pitched 4 innings of shutout against Pierre, I believe, this last week.
When we were kind of in that rough patch of games where, we'd win 2, lose 2, when we were off and on, Palmer Jacobs had really taken the pitchers and, stepped aside with them and had a deep conversation with them. It was like, what do we need to do? Since our pitching staff, wasn't really doing quote unquote their part, what do we need to do to really step in? And Moreno has been a guy that has, figured out what he needs to get better at, figured out what he needs to keep on working on, has really taken that into the game. He's improved a lot. It's been fun to watch.
So to recap the start for Lee Negebauer, he goes 4 innings pitched, he earns 4 runs, and he has 0 strikeouts. Moreno delivers one a little bit low, so it's 1-0. Moreno also got his first win of the season on a 7-inning complete game against, it was Sheridan, I believe, in Omaha. Yeah. That was his first official real start. He was the opener a couple of times, usually followed by Lee. They were usually mates there. I think because both of them are good with Phil.
Right.
So it's 1-2 now. Moreno throws a soft curveball. He likes the signal. A 1-2. That's, a little bit low. That was real close. Two-two count. Moreno delivers. That's also a little bit low. He is just nibbling away at the bottom of the strike zone there.
Too close.
And not able to get Hatcher to bite at anything. So 3-2. Payoff pitch. Moreno delivers. It's grounded up the middle. McKnight grabs it, throws to first in time. So routine ground out there. Jaden Moreno gets the first out. That'll bring up Garrett Stackhouse. Stackhouse has walked both of his last 2 times up, and then when he pinch hit yesterday, he got that home run.
The 3 spot last night was just kind of crazy. He had 2 runs from 2 different guys. Not much you can do about that.
It was pretty wild. All right. I might add, there are just so many weird numbers on this next level team. They
I
just
know,
kind of
that's
get given random ones, or it's like every other one is retired. Yeah, I gotta, because there's like 2 actually reasonable numbers
like
here.
19, like
Meacham's 43. That's the number I've seen.
right. And then, like Adalberto Mondesi wears that number.
Yeah.
19 is Gonzalez, and then you start coming out here with these wide receiver
Yeah.
numbers like 81.
Or D tackle numbers. That's a strike. You just don't see it in sports where there's no positional requirements.
I think Cornbread wears 67.
He does. He's an old lineman.
Don't see that often, but
Trying to think of anybody in any sport I think of that does that outside of Cornbread Bradley. He might be my favorite 67. Definitely is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I know another number 67. So
There's got to be an old lineman like Ali Marpet or something. 3-1. Moreno gives him a strike. It's fouled off. And one-hand grab by Farley in there. All right, so full count. Oh, my bad. That was River. I didn't give him the correct credit. That is a swing and a miss on the off speed. Moreno gets the first K of the game for the Hardhats. Out number 2 is recorded. How about that?
Hold the string and working very well.
That is a gutsy thing to do against this next level team.
3-2 count curveball. I like that. I love to get me over at curveball. Something that isn't used enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just so scary because when it's timed up, it's gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When they're on barrel with it, they're on barrel with it.
Yeah, it just kind of hangs out there. But that's the beauty of it. So DiBenedetto now up. He swats that into left. Crossway makes the grab. 1-2-3 inning for Moreno. It remains 4-2.
Very productive inning for David Moreno right there.
That was a great work there. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, and nobody left on base. It remains 4-2. This next level team has not scored since the second inning. 3 straight blanks frames here, and the Hardhats are still within striking distance. They got to make their move. It has been quite the day of baseball. The top of the order will come up now for the Hardhats.
Not white. It is blue.
I gotta say, they're talking about blue for the tickets and whatnot that they're doing. 50-50 raffle. Right over there. I see him holding up a hand.
1-5-9-4.
I see her. There she is in the yellow sweatshirt. I see her winning it. She's very excited. Her and her husband gonna go cash that in. Somebody, a big gift. He's taking it up the aisle.
Big moment, but 50-50 is always. But my mom won that last year.
We're nice.
Like, I can't
She also sells them, right?
Yeah, I know. when Courtney gets her hustle on when she needs to, so.
Yeah. That's great. But speaking of blue, these are my favorite jerseys.
You like the babies? Babies are my favorite too.
I love these jerseys. I think they are by far our strongest. My secondary, I'm not a big fan of the whites.
I've never been a big fan of all whites. Never been my thing.
People like them. I'm not a big fan of that because there's not a lot of like striping. There's nothing too cool on them.
I feel too bland when I'm out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's all white.
That's bounced there, so it's 1-1 now. Nelson back out for his 5th inning of work, I believe. It should be Nelson?
Yes.
Yeah, Nelson. Okay. So it's 1-1 to the leadoff man, Roberts. Takes one in the dirt. 2-1.
There is action now in the NLB bullpen.
How can you see that? You're crazy. I've never been able to do it. Swing, and that is going to get caught. It floats a little too far. The left fielder out there is Maddox Hatcher. He makes the out. And out number 1, the leadoff man retired. Coming up now is Wyatt Reeder. Reeder has a single and a triple in this game so far. Reeder is 2 for 2 in this game with a single and a triple. He has not come around to score. He fouls one off of, just out of play by about 1.5 feet. That stayed in play longer than I thought. That's also part of the. That's part of the. That's part of the wind coming in, about 12 miles an hour out to right.
Crazy when the wind's blowing like this. When a ball sits up in the air, how much you can come back in or how much you can get pushed out.
We saw that in the game against Rocky Mountain. There was a pop-up that just kind of swirled around for a while up there and curled back into fair, and luckily was caught. That's going to be lined through the gap. He's 3 for 3. Wyatt Reeder having himself a day here. He gets a 1-out single. Hardhats are on the bases.
Now, jumping back again to what I was saying, kid gets hurt, comes back, and just has not missed a beat. He is hot right now, and he is fun to watch.
Well, here comes Harry Good, the Hardhats leader in batting average. He had a single and a walk so far. Also new leader in RBIs circa last night. Also leader in homers. So take all of that. Just triple slash. He's going for the crown. He's going for the crown. He's got the batting average, home runs, and RBIs.
A little bit of Miguel Cabrera action.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. 0-1. He swings and reaches at that. Yeah. If you use the bat twice, I don't know. I think it should count. You could do a bunt up in the air and then like smack it over your head as it falls back down.
I mean, like
as long as you stay in the box.
Stay in the box. Takes a lot of hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. He swings and misses. Nelson able to sneak the fastball by him, and that is going to be out number 2. 3-pitch strikeout. Nelson locking himself in, bringing up Dietrich. That's the 4th K of the day for Nelson. Coming up now is Dietrich. That is a ball below the zone. Reeder, quite fast. He can advance on a wild pitch if any are thrown by Nelson here. Dietrich, 3 home runs in the last week. Also just an absurd amount of RBIs, swing and a miss. He's up to like 10, 12 in these last few days.
Like I said, whatever he's eating for breakfast, the whole team needs to eat for breakfast because...
He drives it into right. That's going to get through. Reeder has to dodge it. He's running for... No, he'll stay at second. Okay. I thought he could have gotten a little further. He lost his momentum there as he had to jump out the way of the ball, trying not to get out on that way. And now men on first and second. Dietrich able to get on. Up comes Hollick. He used to be the cleanup man. Now he's number 5. He's got 2 men on. This is where the clutch guys come through. It all seems to be happening in that gap out there. Ooh, that might have been a strike. 1-0. Umpire says it's in. Thank you all for joining us here. That is hit hard into right. Going back is the right fielder is going to be gone. No, it's still in the park, but somebody coming in. Why is Hollick? Okay, so that is an RBI double. I thought it was out of the park there for a moment. I held off, but that is a double for Hayden Hollick. That brings in 1 run. Now up comes Ridge Inhofer with the go-ahead run on second.
Absolutely, big spot for him. That's a kid that we needed to get. That's a big spot for him. I feel like that's a slump buster almost.
The right fielder was looking up at the wall, and I thought it was gone.
I thought the wind was going to grab on that thing and just keep on carrying it.
And then it bounced off the wall and was fielded cleanly. But a RBI double there for Hayden Hollick. Bringing in Wyatt Reeder. That's his first run of the day, believe it or not. And now men on second and third. A wild pitch could bring in the tying run right now if they're not careful. It's 1-1. That's taken just a little bit high. 1-1 to Inhofer. Inhofer had that scorcher that was caught out there in center with Wyatt Reeder on third to end the 3rd inning. That is fouled off. He really pulled up his bat there. That was about the highest I've seen anybody make contact with a ball this year. So 1-2. Hardhats trying to win their own tournament here at the Firecracker.
It'll be the first time in a long time. Wanting it bad.
Swing and a miss. Nelson gets out of the jam. He does allow a run. It is a 1-run game now. Next level still has the lead, 4-3 entering the 6th. That was a big run, but also a big put out The strikeout able to strand 2 runners. Pollock still, that double means a lot.
That double is a huge spot for him. You know, keep on saying it. You know, when you get 1 run, that situation is better than no runs. That's a big double. You know, considering the people we had on base. You know, the fact that he scorched over his head. You know, get runners second and third. That's a good position to be in, and sometimes it doesn't always turn out that way. You know, you don't always get that run, but it brings us within 1. You know, so now. We get a walk, we bunt them over, a single scores them, and it keeps us at a tie ball game. It's going to be fun. Exactly what you need to do in championship games.
Yeah, well, to recap that inning for the Hardhats, they get 3 hits, they score 1 run. That run is earned to the pitcher, Nelson. There are no errors, and there is 2 men left on base. It is 3-4 now. Moreno coming out for his second inning of work. He was able to get all 3 in order in the first time he came out here for the 5th. Hardhats need to keep that thing level. And it's just a 1-run game. This is delivering.
Very.
Cornbread Bradley comes up. Let's go, Cornbread.
Like, it's hard not to root for someone with the name Cornbread. I'm
Absolutely.
sorry.
Well, he's 1 for 2 in this game. That makes him 2 for 3 on the tourney. He did ground out into a double play to end the first. That is that's a little bit inside 1-0. Bradley crowding that plate in there. Edge of the zone. That's a strike. 1-1. You have to wonder, why do they even keep the boxes so big if nobody uses the whole thing?
No.
I don't think anybody has ever used the edge of the box.
No, I'm not sure.
That's high. I feel like you could totally make the box smaller and nobody would notice.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you take 4 inches off the back. I don't think anybody's ever been able to make contact with the ball all the way out there. So, 2-1. That's going to be smacked into right. It'll get over McKnight. Good. Falls back. He does it. Leadoff single there for Cornbread Bradley.
Well, I mean, back to the box term. I mean, you got someone like Ozzy Albies, who has, that huge, that front foot offset in the box. His foot's pretty near out of the box whenever he starts his leg.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Well, don't take it out from the back. I'm saying from the side.
Yeah, from the side. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'll have to look at Albies. I don't think I've seen that in a while. Oh, I forgot that.
Forgot the hard hat.
Yeah, he was wearing his normal hat. Had to protect, safety first.
Right.
So Logan Chafin now up. He has 3 doubles in the last 2 games. Well, if we count last game, then no, but...
But, we might as well.
Yeah.
Might as well. Stats.
Okay, so 3 doubles in the last 3 games.
Well, yeah, let's give him that.
All right, so Bradley over at first. Fouled off. Believe it or not, Bradley did try to steal a base in his game against Pueblo. He was caught stealing. I would argue unsurprisingly. So,
yeah,
1-1.
I'm going to have to concur with that statement.
So, 1-1 count. Moreno delivers a curveball. Bradley will stay at first. So, it is 2-1. Moreno looking for his first out of the inning. Trying to keep this a 1-run game. Hardhats keep on getting just a little bit closer every time.
Just keep on.
They're inching back, but the pitching needs to keep it close. Bentz gets one in off to the side. He's doing a great job. Very few wild pitches here with Moreno.
Been very locked in this game.
Okay, 3-1. Nobody warming up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss at the curveball.
He keeps on flipping that get me over curveball, and the more he does it, the more I like it.
Yeah. Well, hey.
I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, full count. He throws payoff pitch, just nubbed off. And we will continue the at-bat here. Logan Chafin trying to do something. Moreno not giving an inch. tied into right center. It might get down. No, Inhofer gets it. So, out number 1. That floated just a little too long. It was in the right place. It just wasn't hit hard enough.
Right.
It was in that power alley in right center. So that'll be out number 1. Bringing up the top of the order for Andrew Quarter. Quarter has a single and a walk as the leadoff man. He also flew out to center, so he's 1 for 2 with the walk. Ooh, that was a little bit low, I guess. Might be noted, this is how all championship games could be. Both teams making great defensive plays. Nobody allowed even an error, and some great plays on both sides.
You know, I like closer baseball games like this. You know,
that gets away from Bentz. Bradley takes second. Wild pitch there, 2-0 now.
As I was saying, I like close running. It feels like a baseball game right now, like an authentic baseball.
Well, and when nobody's making mistakes,
right.
Both players, everybody's doing the right thing. Nobody's losing this game.
Right.
They're only winning this.
Right.
And I like that a lot. So 2-0, got the man on second. He'll step off the mound. Not the mound, off the rubber. So 2-0. What do you think they made it out of before they mass-produced rubber? There's an answer. I don't know what it is.
If I
was ooh, that hurt. I could hear it from here, and that was off his shoulder. Oh.
You know, not the worst thing that could happen. I mean, you never like a hit batter, but hey, like, the positive thing, double plays in order now.
That. I'm disgusted
like
by the fact that I could hear it, and that wasn't on any padding. So coming up now is Eli Shin. Shin grounds it foul. You got to get Shin out here. Coming up next will be 3 for 3 Chance Jennings, who is a homer away from the cycle. So 0-1 to Shin. Just outside, 1-1 now. That was a very close one. Moreno, eyes down the batter, gets the signal. A stretch. That's a strike. Curveball falls in the zone. 1-2. I'm loving all this game. No errors, great umpiring.
Right. Great plays in the field. Situational hitting, getting it all done.
Yeah, the pitching's all there. It's all going. So Moreno gives it. It's grounded right back up the middle. Over to Roberts. Roberts flips to McKnight. That's a double play. They get out of the inning. Nobody scores in the top of the 6th. Hardhats now are down by 1, going into the bottom of the 6th here with a chance to tie it. Double play.
You know, that situation can't get any bigger. That's exactly what you want out of that. You know, you don't want to give that runner up. You don't want to even if you get him out by himself. I mean, you got
Jennings.
You got 3 for 3 Jennings. Yeah. Is like Homer shy of the cycle with kids on bid on barrel. You know, I would rather face him with no one on base than 2 people on base.
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, they strand Cornbread, and in that inning, 1 hit. 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, no errors. 1 man left on, and it remains 4-0 or 4-3 here. Nobody has scored for next level since the 2nd inning. Hardhats pitching is hunkered down and controlled it. That early explosion is what's keeping them in front.
Absolutely.
Nelson coming out for his 6th inning of work. He has been shaky but not broken.
7th inning stretch here.
6.5. Okay, we're at 6 because it's not 9 innings.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it's 6. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Get the 6th inning stretch. I noticed it seems like a lot of these players had a great time out here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It seems like everybody's enjoying it. All the opposing fans seem to have a great experience at the Firecracker. I'm sure plenty of them will want to come back. Will petition their teams to get added to next year's. We're 2 years away from number 50.
It's just crazy. It's crazy to think about how long it's been around, you know. Walk in every year, you start talking to vets.
Look at Phil. He's making conversation with Andrew Quarter. He comes up, he smiles, he says something.
Phil's the nicest kid
Yeah.
you'll ever run into.
Yeah, well.
I mean, if you told, if very simple man. Phil loves 3 things: baseball, root beer, and mowing lawns.
Apparently he
Now
loves the
that is-
sacks as well.
That Phil is what we call simple
Inside.
country folk. Lover of the King George Strait too.
Awesome. Well, 2-0 here. He pumps, takes a strike right down the middle. So 2-1 now. Ben's 0 for 1 in this game. He did get a sac fly RBI back in the second. That's a strike as well. And it's 2-2 now. Nelson has struck out 2 of the last 3 batters. He's up to 5 on the day. Looking for his first out of the 6th. Fouled and in and out of the glove of the catcher quarter, and the at-bat will continue.
Phil catches a break right there.
Yeah. That was a very faint tip. It landed in the glove and came out. He takes it high. Was that a foul tip? It was. You could hear just a of it, and that was enough for the K. So out number 1 is recorded via strikeout. The 3rd foul tip strikeout, I might add. Just seems to not missing barrels, perhaps, just nearly missing the whole bat. And they're going to come talk to Nelson. It looks like he's going to get pulled. Maybe on a pitch count, maybe on a trying to face somebody else with the lefty on deck here with Tate Crossway. Coming in now, we've got number 52. Let me figure out who that is. Andrew is whatever his name is. How do you like that one? 30.9 assists a game. All right.
That's a name I've heard him forever.
Yeah, he wasn't very good.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah. So all right, number 40 or number 52. That's Cale Walters. He was the man in the Premier West game to start that game. That was the game where the Next Level Baseball was tied 4-4 as late as the 5th inning. Walters allowed 4, only earned 1 in 6 innings of work. So to recap the day for Drew Nelson, he goes 5 1/3. He earns 3 runs. He strikes out 6. He would be in line for the win as it sits if they're able to pull this out without the lead changing hands or getting tied. Which isn't a very, safe bet, I would argue.
Right.
Hardhats known for making these comebacks. They've had 5 walk-offs at Fitzgerald Stadium this year.
How many walk-ups do we have in Jen? Like, what's the total on that?
Well, you can only walk off.
Oh, I guess you can only walk off at home.
Well, I mean, if we walk off Mercy Rule, I guess. We've walked off Mercy Rule a few times, but I don't know if that counts. But we did 2 in a day against Casper and Pier.
It just
Southwest.
Yeah, Lincoln, Southwest, Cheyenne, and then we had one more.
The blood pressure really just kind of gets me going whenever that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart starts beating a little bit faster, and then when it actually happens, it's like it's just a rush of adrenaline.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, Cale Walters coming in.
Keeper on deck.
Oh, whoa. Well, he's back?
I suppose.
He is. He had a broken hand like circa 3 days ago. That's taken low. So they are going with Walters. 1 out of Crossway. Crossway got the RBI single with 2 outs earlier. He takes his strike on the edge of the plate. Swing and a miss. There's a little bit of a thing here from Jared Hatcher calling him Gunslinger Walters. Says that the ball begged him once not to be thrown. Spun so fast it created its own magnetic field. Swing and a miss. So that's K. That's the 2nd out of the inning on Tate Crossway. And here comes Wilson Kiefer for the first time since the veterans. Wilson's been an incredible defensive and offensive shortstop all year. He broke his hand at the beginning of this month, or at the start of June. He's been rehabbing since then, and Coach Torvey sends him out for his first time since the 3rd of June.
Big spot for him.
It was also like crazy hot at that moment. All right. Nobody out, nobody on. Or 2 out, nobody on. Taking off the plate, 1 out. So 2 outs down in the bottom of the 6th here, protecting a 1-run lead. Keeper does have a homer on this year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
It was
right.
like a blowout against Spearfish or something, but he did it. Fouled off. Everybody had 1 at the beginning of the year.
Right.
It was like 8 people with 1 and nobody had 2. So it's a 1-2 count. Walters delivers. Swing and a miss! He gets the second strikeout. He roars, crosses his arm. He is all set up. So, coming back out for his 3rd inning of work is Jaden Moreno, next level, able to stop the Hardhats in the bottom of the 6th. We go into the final frame. Holding it, the next level holds a very slight lead, 4-3.
Right. Now,
Hardhats need to keep this a 1-run game.
Biggest thing for Moreno right now is just do his job, just keep it, hang another 0, and then give the offense a chance. We got 1, 2, 3 coming up next inning. It's going to be a big spot for us.
It is.
It's going to be a position in the game where we can definitely win it.
When the top of the order has come up for the Hardhats, they have scored a run for 2 out of 3 times. All in all, they struck out the side there, getting Ben's crossweight and Kiefer. Kiefer headed out to his natural position at short. He plays such a good short. He is a defensive wizard. He had his best series defensively, I would argue, in that Veterans Classic before he went down.
Right.
He made a couple of really, really cool plays. He's a great relay guy.
Him and Dom as a shortstop tandem. It's both make great plays. Both have good sticks.
And they play great together when they do.
I know.
But he's out there now.
Shortstop work from both of them has been downright amazing this year.
Mm-hmm. I believe his broken hand is the one in the glove, right?
Yeah, it was his throwing hand.
Oh, it was a throwing hand. Okay.
Would have been his ring finger on his throwing hand.
All right, so up comes 3 for 3. Chance Jennings, everything but a homer for the cycle. He has been unstoppable today. He will face Moreno for the first time. Moreno, first pitch is skied into center, and it will get down. It's going into the corner. He's 4 for 4. He's headed for second. He's running in. The relay is going to take a skip, and that's another triple for Chance Jennings. He's up to 9 total bases in this game. What does this kid not do?
This kid, crazy. That's not a kid, that's a grown man.
Yeah. Well, Chance Jennings is 4 for 4 with 2 triples, a double, and a single in this game.
Talk about showing up at a championship day. You can't complain about 4 for 4 with 2 triples, a single, and a double.
Well, he is headed to Winthrop University in the fall to play in the Big South. And you can see why.
I was going to say, I totally understand why he's playing down there.
All right, 0-1 here to Meacham. Floated away. Kid with the glove on the berm doesn't make the grab. Got close. Up, nearly falls over trying to chase it down the hill. All right, 0-2 to Meacham. Meacham trying to bring in the runner. That's grounded.
No.
Oh, and they're going to make sure they hold him. Throw to first in time. Good work there from Roberts. They'll hold Jennings at third. Gives him a good old stare down. Make sure that he knows that they're paying attention. And that's going to be the first out of the inning.
Big play from Adam Roberts right there.
Yeah.
So it's like second base, when a big powerful lefty's up and he spins one off at you. It's not always the most fun.
Yeah. Well, Maddox Hatcher now up. That's a strike. It should be noted that First of all, wild pitch would bring in a big run here for next level. Can't afford any of that. And something else that a leadoff triple happened for the Hardhats that they failed to cash in on Drew Nelson earlier. Swing and a miss on the curveball. That is nasty. 0-2 now to Maddox Hatcher. Hatcher a chance here to be a big hero.
Big spot for Moreno as well.
Yeah.
You get the 2 outs in the situation. Infield moves back. You just gotta worry about making 1 more out.
0-2. Down and away. 1-2. Hatcher is 1 for 3 on this game with a single. You go.
Say what?
You go for it. You were saying something.
I was saying nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Yeah. 1-2. He drives it right back to Moreno. Throw to third. It's in time. They get it. What the heck?
That is ginormous.
Wow! Jaden Moreno gets the liner right back at him. He throws over to Hollix, who stretches and makes the play. I can't believe what I just saw.
And isn't it just funny about Championship Sunday? Crazy things just tend to happen, and that's something crazy. You can expect that falling down line drive right back at him. He gets the out at
And he makes a good throw, too.
Heels are athletes,
While
too.
on
I've
the
been
ground.
saying this. It's impressive.
That is unbelievable. I saw Roach do something like that, but his was standing straight up, and the man was leading off heavily. Jennings nearly got back to the bag there, and they somehow, the Hardhats, keep this a 4-3 game despite the leadoff triple from Chance Jennings. Jaden Moreno pulls some magic.
Could be a big momentum shift. You know, we got 1, 2, 3 coming up. It's gonna be interesting to see. You know, only time will tell with this. I think we're in for a good inning right here.
That is beyond belief. Between that and the Dietrich grab earlier, a couple of clutch double plays. Oh my gosh! If he knocks that down, a run comes across. He throws to first, or they hold and they get a runner out. That's still good. You don't. Then that leads to the next guy coming up. And it wouldn't quite. I mean, you just can't draw it up any better than that.
I know, right? It's like Moreno said, I got this myself. Don't worry, guys.
And here comes the top of the Hardhats order, down by 1 with a chance to walk it off here in the bottom of the 7th. Championship in the Firecracker tournament on the line. Taken high, 1-0.
Hey, Roberts, you know, we just need good at bats. Good at bats off the top here.
All right, Walters throws a strike, 1-1. He is struck out both men that he's faced. He did get hit for 4 runs in that game against Premier West, although only one of those was earned. So 1-2 count now to Roberts. Roberts a hard strikeout. 1-2. He drives one in the gap.
Let's go.
Oh, leadoff single there for Aiden Roberts, and a man is aboard. That's the tying run.
Poke the
He
bat
pumps
out,
it
let
in
good
there.
things happen. You know, put bats on balls, good things happen.
Leadoff single, and up comes 3 for 3 Wyatt Reeder.
Hey, man.
Reeder's got a triple and a pair of singles. Still no outs here. Singles being shown and a big shift being played towards the right side of the field. Reeder hit several of his balls into that gap going towards right center. He pulls back a bunt. Sacrifice bunt would be helpful here, as that would advance the runner, but it would forfeit an out.
Right.
And
You know,
with Walters on the mound, you could use every out.
very true.
Productive out's better than a non-productive out,
Right,
though.
right.
1-0. It's
Yeah.
a tough decision. Torby showing bunt. That is put foul. Very close. I don't think that Reeder would have gotten there, but it would have been a tight play. 1-1.
I agree with Coach Torby. I agree with Coach Torby in the situation. It's Championship Sunday. You need to get this run in. I mean, Reeder is, you know, hot, 3 for 3 on the day, but you want this run more than anything else, and you don't even want to risk it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wouldn't mind if Reeder was swung away in the situation as well.
Yeah. Especially with Reeder this hot. 1-1. Puts down a bunt. That's a good one. Porter picks it up. He's going to throw to first in time. So the sacrifice bunt successful. First out is going to be recorded. And the tying run now in scoring position.
That was a job. Big job, because now you got your big guns with Harrison and Dietz coming up to the plate now. And let me just throw this out here, with now that the play isn't in order, either one of the two coming up this inning could end the game with how hot their sticks are. If they get the right one.
That's true. Both of these men have homers in this tournament. Good hit one 371 over the Watiki board and left in senior night. Pitch, Walters delivers, it's hit high and deep into left! Going back is the left fielder, it's out of here! They win the Firecracker! Post 22 Hardhats are your 2023 48th annual Firecracker champions! Two-run homer from Harry Good! They do it! They win it 5-4! The first Hardhat Firecracker championship in the recent memory. There goes Dylan, he's on the field. They're going to welcome him back. And there he goes, Harry Good, the hero. I can't believe it. What a game.
One of the greatest moments in the history of Post 22 Hardhats baseball. The Giants, the Dragon from North Carolina, will be the runner-up, and the Post 22 Hardhats are your 48th annual Post 22 American Legion
I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. Harry Good, you cannot do that in that moment. After what a great play happened to end the 7th to keep this thing 1 run, he comes up. And I would argue Dylan is now 3 for 5 on his predictions. That one hit into left hard, and you can't write a better script than this.
No.
With that web gem from Dietrich for saving a run, you've got, Moreno throwing 3 shutout innings, and then you've got the whole thing, everything, good pitching all around from Next Level Baseball. They keep it tight, just inching away and away and away, and that was a big shot. Harry Good, the ultimate hero. July 4th, he puts a firework in the sky.
It's what dreams are made of. It's what Rapid City is made of. It's what Hardhats baseball is all about. And for Kelvin Forby and this team, there is a launch point that now puts this season into an entirely different category. The Hardhats are Firecracker champions, and we're told it's been a number of years that the Firecracker's been claimed by the Hardhats. And Oliver, I have to say it very clearly, and that is that this Hardhats team is built for big moments. And here's a nice round of applause.
Yeah, Next Level played an incredible tournament.
Baseball. What a tremendous baseball team.
They put up such a great game here, too. So many close calls.
Second place, and certainly a team capable of doing tremendous things.
Hey, if we make it to Nationals, we could see you.
But you know what? You look at this Hardhats team. This team at one point was 4-6. This team at one point was kind of playing win one, lose one baseball, and they went down to Omaha to the College World Series tournament, and they were the only team to beat the Omaha College World Series champion team, the Pat Hagee team from Millard South High School. And now they just took down the Next Level baseball team from Asheville. And one thing is getting very clear. This Hardhats team is confident, they are fearless, they are playing for one another, and they simply won't go away. They find a way, and that's what makes this team champions today of the Firecracker tournament. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you all. I'm seeing a ton of class here in the comments. I want to say Next Level, you guys have been great fans here. We've been so happy to have you in here, and it just means so much to beat a team this good.
Oh man, it does.
And of course, thank you all for coming in and supporting the streams this whole week.
It's amazing, and these fans. I mean, we got everybody from
north of the border, Igor and Toronto, to fans in the south, North
Got somebody
Carolina.
from Kalispell.
We got fans from all over. We got like love emojis coming up. We got celebration here. You know, this is the coldest 4th of July in the history, according to the National Weather Service. Tied for the coldest 4th of July in the history of Rapid City. But this might be one of the greatest 4th of July ever because of your champion, Post 22 Hardhats team. There's a handshake between General Manager Wayne Sullivan and Kelvin Torvey, and it was so special to see your partner, an amazing partner, by the way, Dylan Marsh, racing down as soon as Harry Good hit that ball out of here to win the Firecracker tournament. It was amazing to see Dylan run down. And he was around home plate with his teammates when Harrison Good crossed home plate and was mobbed. And I mean, this is what dreams are all about. Oliver, way to go. 23 broadcasts, and it all leads to a moment that will last forever.
Yeah, thank you, Jared. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I think we have come to understand one another as fan bases here. I really appreciate the compliment. I am so happy. There is no better exclamation point that could have happened than a walk-off homer at any level is crazy. A walk-off homer in the championship for the win is crazy. A walk-off homer to win your first Firecracker tournament title in like who knows how long. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
Does not. I do want to give a thank you to maybe an unlikely source, Mike Fell here with Oliver Fell, voice of Hardhats TV. That thank you is to the Missoula Mavericks. The Missoula Mavericks, they did maybe chip away at any sense of invincibility for the Hardhats opponent with their 12 to 10.
Well, they put them on high alert.
10 alert, but yeah,
they put them on high alert. They brought out two great starters.
It cuts out.
They were not going to hold anybody back here.
Well, the thing about it does cut both ways because with Missoula's win, NLB, next level baseball from Asheville, they knew that they were determined to come out and play their best game. We'll never know what the suspension of Jonathan Gonzalez with
That's
the
true. That has big
giant
implications.
bat flip meant as far as today goes.
Chance Jennings went 4 for 4, two triples, a double.
He was incredible. Yeah. He will be a star at Winthrop.
And the good thing
wow,
the game ends with nobody making a single error. The umpires making all the right calls, I would argue.
They had a perfect
and
game.
I would argue that pretty much this entire game has gone inch for inch with nobody making things wrong, only ever doing things right.
I'm going to say farewell and turn it over to Dylan Marsh for the remainder. Wow, champions, Dylan.
That's what I'm saying. That's the very first time that I've been a part of a Hardhat team that has even came close in the Firecracker and winning off a walk-off home run by one of my best friends for a really long time, Harrison. It was crazy, man. Whirlwind of emotions.
You couldn't draw that up any better.
I know, right? Hey. I'm going to go ahead and put me down for 3 for 5 because I did say
I was telling you. You did say that you could end it with one of these.
Yeah, with one of the two coming up, and Harry just so happens the very next pitch ends it, you know. Oh.
I thought that I was getting. As I did that, I kept on convincing myself, no, it can't happen. I'm making a fool of myself. And then it was just in between that surgical hospital high mark sign. It was over the fence by maybe 4 or 5 feet. It wasn't a crazy long one, but it was enough to get out of there. And that was to a harder part of the park, probably 360 in totality there.
I would give 365, 370, something like that. Somewhere in that ballpark.
Because it was near that scoreboard in left field. That fence is slightly shorter out there compared to right. It lands on the porch. And I hope that Darren Good is out there getting that ball as we speak.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine Darren is, you know. Harry's just on cloud nine, as is everyone else. You know, it's
You
it's
can't
really
have a better
special.
memory than
I
this.
know, right? It's really special to be a part of the Firecracker. A lot of good teams. That's a really good team that we just played, and then in the pure fact that we ended it on a walk-off home run is just
That's the first
crazy.
walk-off home run the Hardhats have hit the entire year. That is their now 6th walk-off period, and they are going to move on and win the Firecracker for the first time in forever. Like I was telling people, you get a walk-off at home. That's special.
Very.
To get a walk-off homer at all for any team, that's special. You get a walk, and to win the Firecracker, that's amazing. To get a walk-off homer to win the Firecracker, that doesn't happen.
It just doesn't happen. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like the chances are slim to none. Harry comes up in that spot.
He was 1 for 3 on the day. He was doing okay.
Got a couple strikeouts in there, but that's it came so far along with Harrison. Clears his mind, comes up, biggest spot of the game, hits a home run, and credit to Harry. But you know what? I want to give a secondary MVP to Jaden Moreno.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Moreno came up and hung multiple zeros against a very good MLB.
This is by far the best team he's ever played.
Just lights
period.
Out. Lights out.
3 shutout innings, an incredible defensive play to save the run at third, and to end the top of the 7th. He makes an incredible play. He shows up in the moment. Jaden Moreno ready for the big time.
Right. Just like it's crazy when all things start coming together, pieces start falling into place with one another. Great things happen, and great thing happened today. That's the first Firecracker win for 22 in 5-6 years, and let me tell you, it's going to be a memorable one. People are going to be talking about that one for a while.
I don't know if Matt Gade was here. He's the Sentinel guy that gets all the photos. If there is a photo of any sort of swing or celebration from that, it may be on the wall by the end of the week.
I would agree with that. Absolutely. Right next to a picture of Olivia Dunn.
Yeah. 8 and 9.
8 and 9. We're just not missing since we've seen her. So.
Oh my gosh, you can't do any better. They finished 5-0. Hardhats finished 5-0. Next Level comes in second at 3-2 with a pair of incredible games. They played lights out today. They threw their best pitchers. Their pitchers came through. Their defense was spotless. Their hitters they provided. Hardhats did the exact same. It was toe for toe, tit for tat kind of thing. Everybody was matching everything. And that was the highest level of baseball I have seen played by a team this year.
Absolutely.
At any level. At least at Legion, I'll say.
Right.
But that is the highest level baseball I have seen. Everybody performed. Everybody did above and beyond, and they were able to come out. That was the perfect game.
No, what it really boils down to is knowing your role and everyone filling their role where they're supposed to be. You didn't see one guy in the bench sitting down for either team today. You saw there's no give up in any
all
pitcher
of them wanted that win.
Everybody
and they
wanted
did everything
to
they could.
Right, and that's what happens when everyone wants to win. You get into a ball game, you get into a fist fight with other quote unquote fist fight. Punching back and forth between offenses with hits, home runs, all that stuff. We had Reeder goes 3 for 3 on the day with the sack bunt. Jennings?
Chance Jennings goes 4 for 4 with two triples, a double, and a single. 9 total bases.
Just offense everywhere, defense. Web gem after web gem from us. No errors in the field. Very clean game between both teams, and that's what happens. You ball games end like that by a 1-run score.
Mm-hmm. And it should be noted that there is a certain amount of what if sort of situation. But given what did happen, it's hard to say that John Gonzalez, although being the player of the tournament, everybody was performing so well.
Right.
It is hard to say that bat, instead of say Hatcher Maddox, who had a great day,
right, would have
made the difference.
Do you make that interchange between the lineup and play the best player in the tournament, and do they win that game?
I would argue that most of the team was hitting like John today.
Exactly. They were and they picked him up. They picked him up just where they left off. He wasn't in the lineup. They realized.
And Chance picked up the slack.
Exactly. Bad. It's like you can't.
Meacham played a good cleanup.
Right. It's like you can't. There's
a little bit of something there, but at the same time, you got to look at it and say every team and every player played the absolute best they could have.
Right.
And so all of that. Oh, there's AWS out there watching us.
So.
Well,
Big day at the Firecracker. That was awesome.
I see Harry on the concourse. Hugging some of the coaches out here. Watching everybody.
You want me to go get him?
Yeah, can we flag him
Yeah,
down?
go get Harry.
Go get Harry.
I'll go get him.
Post-game interview. Oh my gosh. He must
You
be on the
can't get
cloudiest
more-
of nines.
You can't get more Cinderella-esque. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't get more Cinderella. Bottom of the 7th, down by 1, runner on second. 1-0 count. Flips a curveball to get him over. Harry sends it. I mean, like, when the slipper fits on the foot, the slipper fits on the foot.
Yeah, there's a firework out there. Maybe they had one left over. Imagine those start going off after it. Same way like you would at something there. Oh, so here he comes. Oh my gosh. Can't even imagine.
I know.
Harry is red. He deserves to be.
Right.
He's been screaming and.
Pop a squat, stud.
You got the chair here.
Alright. We're live, right? No,
Yeah.
No, don't say nothing that would incriminate you after that.
Well.
So how do you feel?
I'm never gonna go to North Carolina. Tell you that
Good
much.
answer. Good answer.
That was.
I mean,
I'm sure that there is no. It's hard, with the exception of state championship. There is hard to imagine a more Cinderella or like a more storybook like moment.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have that happen?
To be brutally honest with you, I haven't comprehended it yet. I gotta kind of maybe sleep on this.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
But honestly, Oliver, I was like the thought process going into that bat. Okay, I'm 1 for 3
Yeah.
with a bad K last at bat, like a K where my bat is all over the place. So I get a tap on the shoulder from Coach Ewing, and he said, "Breathe, why don't you?" So I took a breath, and that's all I needed to do was breathe. It's simple as that.
Stay loose.
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just need to breathe more often.
I'm gonna be interested to see how that sits because that should be a framed picture on your wall of every house you ever live in.
Yeah.
Whatever the celebration is, you can't even draw it up. Firecracker to win the down 1 in the bottom of the 7th against nationally ranked team.
Oh, they're nationally ranked?
Yeah.
Yes, they're 18th in the nation.
So that means we're 17?
Yeah, but we gotta get up in our South Dakota ranking at
Yeah.
the moment. It's crazy that we can do that and we'll be like
Right.
below 320 when our minor league beat them. But
Yeah.
anyways, that is crazy. It felt like something was starting there with Roberts, and there was nobody made a bad play. Everybody played perfect in that game.
Everyone had their role.
And then how about Moreno?
Moreno's a dog.
Moreno, big spot. Like I gave him co-MVP for that. Like you don't just come out and hang 3 scoreless innings against a nationally ranked team and not get any credit.
Well, and they left that kid on third twice.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
They left him on third twice.
Yes. Well, the leadoff triple. They did exactly what they did to Wyatt.
Yep.
At the beginning, and those 2 runs
There
would
was
have been
there was
amazing.
weak moments. I mean, if you look at my second at bat, we got Reeder on second, nobody out, and
the pop out.
I put my butt out and pop out to the shortstop. So I mean, there was weak moments, but
All in
I'm
all,
not
but that's
gonna-
also great pitching.
yeah.
Morris or Nelson played a great game, and then Walters got those 2 Ks right off the start, and the whole thing was they played great. They made great plays. Dietrich on the first base
my
grab
gosh.
up the line, the liner there. Dietrich does that, and then of
seeing
course
Dietrich's
the
all over.
liner right back. Even just. I mean, there was a liner out there to left that Tate did pretty well on. The tag applied even by Hollick over there.
third.
Yeah, third. That was a big play.
Yep.
Phil prevented that man at third. 2 wild pitches hit the dirt. That does not get past him.
Yep.
Jennings would have scored
Yep.
had either of those gotten past
He
him.
didn't get enough credit. Philip
No.
Bentz had a gem of a day behind the plate.
Mhm.
I think there's one really wild pitch that got by him.
Yeah, 2 moved runners,
Yeah.
1 in the 5th, 1 in the 2nd, but out of maybe 12
Yeah.
that hit the dirt.
Right.
And
Give
all
or
of those
take. I
so
mean,
important.
There might have been more than that.
Yeah, it was just, you can't draw it up any better. Well, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for coming
Yeah.
on and go celebrate
I was gonna
hard
say, go
4th
out,
of
yeah.
July.
Yeah. Happy birthday, America. Right?
Yeah.
God bless America. God bless
our troops.
And start your engines. Yeah.
Hey, put on some time.
You know what? I'm gonna stay a couple minutes because these kids look like they want to come in.
Yeah, okay, well.
Yeah, you know.
I think I'm gonna put on courtesy of the red, white, and blue whenever
Yeah.
I get in my
Courtesy
car.
of Post 22.
Courtesy of Post 22, Toby Keith.
What?
Did you have radar in here?
No, we did not.
What does that do?
I'm not sure if we have radar at
I
all.
don't think we did this game.
Alright. Hey, did you get that?
Yeah. Hey, it was fun playing with you guys. Oh, again. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks, fellas. Have a safe trip.
Oh, that's just great sportsmanship. That was Cale Walters, the pitcher who led up the homer, coming in, congratulating Harry. This team, you saw there was a moment there where the backflip happened. They immediately apologized. They've done a great job, been classy the rest of the way, and you've seen that they've really adopted a different strategy. That was something special there. And after giving that up, after losing a game that your coach is probably quite upset about, to come over, congratulate, that's something cool. So shout out to Cale Walters. Yep, there you go. All right. Enjoy the moment.
Love you, Hard Hat Nation. That one was for you.
Very nice.
All right. Wow.
I know.
Well, I guess I'll just close it up here. Hardhats go 5-0 in their pool play, or 4-0 in pool play, and they win the championship on a walk-off 2-run homer from Harry Good, bringing in Aiden Roberts, 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. That is just how it's gonna be. I can't say enough about this game. Well, I'm gonna watch it back later from start to finish, and Harry Good and just the whole team just firing on every single cylinder. I can't believe it. I'm gonna be good. I don't know what to say.
Great to start the 4th of July.
Oh yeah, and thank you so much for hopping on for both of these as well.
Yeah, no problem.
I have to say it. I don't know how it happens, but we need you, Dylan Marsh, to be in Yankton at State working with Oliver to bring this magic to Y-Town, to Yankton.
I'll do it.
Awesome.
I'll be there.
Nice. That's great. And I just can't believe it. Thank you all so much. And I guess if you have something to leave off with.
Yeah.
Palmer Jacobs, we just sacked up.
All right, with that, we'll see you all another day. See you then. Wow.
That was
Unreal.
awesome.